If you guys missed the news, I understand some people don't update because they have the correct version of FL Studio. But in this video, I'm going to show you the new FL Studio Cloud and how to use stem separation, which are the new updates in FL Studio 21.2, I think. So let's click on the browser. To access Cloud, you have to go to the Sounds tab. And J Cactus has a curated pack. Larry O, Ninth Wonder, Aiden Kenway, Arcade is in here. I saw Simon Savita up in here. Larry O, if I didn't already say Larry O, shout out to all the guys. So let's go to Larry O's pack, for example, and let's just start grabbing stuff. So mine says trial. I haven't paid for anything, so I don't know what's paid, what's free yet. I'm not understanding everything about that part, but outside of that, you have a lot of options here. So let's start here. Just hit play like you would any other sample. Okay, so it has the BPM right on the thing, but let's not even change it to 143. It automatically locks it to our tempo. Okay, set the auto mode. Let's see what else is in the Larry O pack. We have an 808. Okay, you can also sort by genre, type of sound, the instrument, whether it's drums, you could do whatever. Let's type drums. Now this is a curated collection, so on their entire Explorer, it will get more deeper than this. Way more grimier. Let's add a snare in here. And let's change the snap to grid. Now, usually I don't draw my stuff in the actual playlist, but I'm doing this just because I want to drag and drop stuff. Hit shift to duplicate it. There's a lot of reasons why I don't use drums in the sampler in the playlist like this. Now the next sound I'm going to just drag into the channel rack. Open the channel rack right here. And let's go to like a kick or something. That's a cool little rhythm. Okay, I need a kick. Where's the kick? Here we go. Let's drag and drop this kick into the actual channel rack. This allows us control over the timing. So let's go to the patterns here and just drag this in. Now again, like I said, usually I drag samples into the actual channel rack. So I'll just do it with the snare as well. Just so you have it. We're going to drag it into the channel rack so that now it's in a sampler. Very important. Okay, so we are going to add this pattern to the playlist. I'm going to get rid of all these just for visuals purposes. Okay. Now this kick's a little thin, but we're just using it for demo purpose. Make like an R&B bounce. Okay, so now we need a hi-hat. So again, I don't know if I have to pay for this stuff, but I'm not being charged for it. So it's on a trial. Let's right click, fill each 2 steps. So we have a beat out of like 2 main things. Now again, I would sit here and do an 808, but I don't want to waste a lot of time. So let's say you have your drums right here and you have your audio. I'll show you stem separation. So let's combine these two by rendering this as one file. For the video's purposes, without boring you guys to tears, you can now go to File, Export. You can also get it to master your track. So this is a bonus. You can actually master your track. So let's have the AI master our track, and then we're going to separate out the stems and compare it to the original. Let's go to Master, and I have to download something. So let's download. All right, so let's try that again. Let's go to File, Export, Master. All right, so the name, let's just say testing. Okay, where do we want to save? I'm just going to save to my desktop. And export type, we're going to go to song. We want to cut the remainder. We're not going to split the mixer tracks. We want the master effects on. Quality 32 is fine. High quality, blah, blah, blah. Extra data, we don't need all that. Then it says, what do we want to master to? And this says different styles. So we can do CD mastering. We can do Apple Music, YouTube. These are all presets to determine what's called the LUFS level. Let's just push this all the way up to -8 to see how far we can take it. And we're going to reference hip hop, it says, and then start. Okay, check. Can you guys even hear me? Check, check, check. Okay, so that was fairly quick. It turned off my limiter, so I have to talk like right in your ear right now. So here's the original. Here's the master. So it's a little brighter. Kicks a little more punchy. It's just, whoa, it's a little bit brighter. Okay, so the master file was saved to the desktop. Okay, show file. Okay, so we're going to drag the master file back into FL. All right, and let's close out the browser. So now what we're going to want to do is do the stem separation. So firstly, before we get into everything, let's hear the our version versus the AI master. So here's the before. All right, now here comes the AI master, right? There. Now, to be fair, actually, this is running to the master. Forgot to turn off my limiter. So to actually compare those properly, we have to turn the limiter off. My bad. Okay, let's do this again with the limiter off and on. Okay, here's before. It's a decent level. You can record on this. Here's mastered. It's a little bit brighter. So I can see somebody who just has a quick song idea. They just want to get it out there without learning mixing and mastering. You know, AI mastering could help those folks. For everybody else, you know, maybe you want to get hands-on because it's more fun. Now what we're going to do is separate the stems. Click in the top left of your audio, and we're going to go to where it says extract stems from sample. I will say this anecdote. The longer the song, the longer it takes. I don't know if they fixed the algorithm, but I don't even want to test it. Before I tried to separate the stems on a sample that was a little bit long, like 4 minutes, it took so long for it to extract. So I don't know if it's the same, but for this video's purpose, we're just going to use a small loop, extract stems from sample. We want drums, instruments, bass, vocals. Then we're going to extract. Now, I don't have any vocals on this sample, but it would typically separate everything out. Okay, and we can drag in another sample just to test it on that with vocals, a sample with vocals. Okay, so as it's doing its thing, you can see, again, this takes a little bit of time. But once it's done, it will render back into your playlist. So now let's see what this sounds like. I'm going to turn off the limiter so we can hear this. Okay, so now I'm going to mute the drums. So you can see the audio sounds the same, but there are some differences. Let's solo both of these. This one has a little more transient energy, whereas the AI stem separated one, a little less transient activity. Okay, let's listen to the drums. I'm gonna pull up a sample while we're listening back to the drums. So this is the stem separated drums that were mastered, and that's the before. Okay, now let's find a sample. So I'm not going to grab like the longest sample on the planet Earth. Okay, so let's just grab this one. And we're going to go. So this is a sample that isn't like a pre-made loop or anything. Let's go to the top left. Now, what I would recommend right now, Serato Sample has the best stem separator on the entire market, whether paid or whatever. Serato Sample has the best. You could time stretch, you could chop. It just sounds really good. So nothing's really matching Serato Sample, I got to be honest with y'all. But the fact that this is built into FL could save you guys some time. So click in the top left, go to extract stems from sample. Again, we want all the tracks. And let's see what it gives us this time. Now, again, this is a different record. So let's see what it pulls up. This has vocals. I believe this clip has bass. Yeah, it has all the elements here. So here are the drums. Pretty good. Not the greatest, but it's pretty good. You could use that as like a backtrack. Here's the bass. Now they do bass really well. That bass is killing it. Didn't realize it was doing all that. Here's the instrument track. And then here's the vocal. We know what we do, don't we? We know So pretty good. I mean, right inside of FL Studio, you have an acapella maker. You could grab the drums, you could grab the instruments, retwist it. It literally 4x's sampling. Every sample in your library has now been 4x'd immediately. Shout out to ImageLine. Shout out to everybody who uses FL Studio. Shout out to everybody who's been loyal. If you want to learn more about FL Studio, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. I'll guide you through FL Studio, all the hotkeys, the shortcuts, all the tips and tricks we use as modern day music producers. And come join us at premium.busyworksbeats.com to level up your entire music production. I'll catch you guys. Peace.